Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Radio Free Wall Street. It's 5 o'clock New York time in a few minutes. I'm running very late because we're on top of these stories and we got stuff breaking and markets going crazy. This is a very important time and a very important story to tell you. First of all, I want to thank you guys. I appreciate it as I take a walk on the wild side. You guys fast your seatbelt go, there he goes again. But by letting me explore the bounds, by letting me be your advocate, by letting me be in a hot air balloon above looking down or in the ocean below, it makes me do a better job for you. And it gives you a better source of information. Now, I know I've been ranging on Donald Trump. And the problem is that this stuff just starts eating at you. Now, you saw Harley Davidson. He's attacking the shit out of him. Did you know Harley Davidson has a plant in Thailand? They are producing outside the United States and have for years. They have to. Okay? That is like, Mercedes produces cars in Mexico and the United States. So does Toyota. These companies have all diversified into multinationals. You got iPhones being made in China. Now you got them being made in India. Hello? That's the reality of the world. And to go ahead and beat the shit out of businesses for being competitive is wrong. When you talk to Japan and a Japanese businessman and Japanese government, they're on the same team. Okay? You heard a reference of Japan Inc. That government is for their businesses, okay? Donald Trump is trashing them so he can get himself reelected, okay? He is exposing his dirty laundry. He is making colossal mistakes. And let me tell you where this goes back in history. He said, well, we want to pay our fair share. No, we don't. We want to pay everybody else's bills. You own them, okay? And basically, the colonial model was you go in there bearing gifts and then you own the place. So the reality is that, China's doing this all over Africa. I mean, they're going in there, they're putting in aid stations, they're helping with malaria, they're feeding the poor. Oh, you got some minerals here. Well, let me help you bring them to market. Un mano, limpio, otro mano. It's ridiculous. We can make this work, okay? By going within is a mistake. By cutting our borders is a mistake. By removing ourselves like we have for the Middle East is a severe mistake. By not being part of the TPP is a mistake. I don't say agree to the terms. I don't say give it away. Have a seat at the table. When you're sucking hind tit in the hallway, you're nobody. When you're at the negotiating table, you got a card to play, you're in the game, you got a voice, and you're America the mighty. Okay, land of the free. Don't you want the poor, struggling people to want to be Americans, want to be like America, want to buy American things, want to come to America? Is that not a great advantage? Why are we trashing this? What kind of insanity does this son of a bitch who only thinks about an apartment building that he gets a name on the tower? I mean, he's small potatoes. We really have a great American franchise. I can tell you that negotiating around the world as an American, I always had the upper hand, okay? They always respected our business acronym. They always respected our marketing and our analysis of the markets. Okay, I remember sitting at a negotiation table and a bunch of documents provided, and the guy turned to the other guy, see, I told you. The Americans come here, the plan is laid out, everything's on the table, everything's covered. That's why we love doing business with them. And Americans had a reputation for honest, straightforward business people. We're destroying that. We are destroying it. Let me tell you a story. There's a country called England, which was a mighty power, a little island in the middle of the North Sea. I mean, they had nothing, okay? And they became a world superpower. And they did it because they built a mighty military. They built it because they went into foreign countries. They built it because they settled foreign disputes. And let me tell you what happened to them. They got into Trump fever, and they didn't want to be the world policeman. And they wanted to close down their borders. And they started pulling out of all kinds of trade negotiations. And there's a little country, America, that filled the vacuum. And you know what America was regarded as? America was regarded as a son of a bitch and technology thieves. At that time, it was weaving and clothes making and the garment industry and all that, okay? America had cotton. We shipped the cotton to England. They manufactured into clothes and shit and sent it back. Americans started putting in our great mills, okay? I've been around Europe, and you can find, if you know where to look, some of the old mills and weaving machines. A lot of them were run by water mills. I was at one that had a huge mill and a gigantic factory floor, okay? I mean, gigantic from the turn of the century. And this thing was full of old looms and weaving machines, powered by the water wheel, okay, with these big bands and clutches. And what a marvelous thing. America was accused of stealing the technology, and we did. Okay, that's where the great Burlington industries were bought, and that's why you had to the south there all those great mills, because that's where the source of the cotton was. Okay, England turned its back on trade agreements. It sliced and diced it. Okay, didn't honor commitments. It left the trade to America, and America became a mighty industrial powerhouse as a result of that. America is making the same mistake. We're walking away from trade negotiations. We're walking away from the TPP, the Silk Road. China's going, hey, we've got some aid now. Chinese officials, well, we're not rich like America, but we can certainly help you because they're not helping you at all. So China gets in half the price. And what we're doing is we're pissing on trade negotiations. We are pissing on immigrants. We are closing our borders. We are making severe mistakes that will cost us everything. Okay? Your might is also the projection of the might. If they fear your soldiers, they don't have to fight near as hard or be near as fierce. If you project technology, if you have a presence, what in the hell are we doing? $1 trillion in Iraq gone to hell? What were we thinking, okay? Our oil companies are not in the game. The same thing in Iran. Don't we want our oil companies in there? Don't we want to be a part of the trade space they've got? I mean, let me tell you a little secret. In comes your trade, in comes your company, in comes your CIA, in comes your spooks, in comes your influence in the politics narrative. You've got a seat at the table in more ways than is obvious. When you pull yourself out, when you reject the deals, when you run from your responsibilities like Donald Trump wants you to do, you ain't got shit. We're going to go ahead and arrest people at the border without due process and send them back? No country does that. No country does that. Okay, they all have refugee centers. You wouldn't believe the money that Germany and England and even France spends on these people, okay? Italy, too. Now, obviously, it's a problem. But the deal is this. How you treat your prisoners, how you treat your poor, and how you treat your asylum seekers tells you everything about a country. And I would have to say that we're pretty ashamed. This shit, well, it costs us too much in tax. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. It is not true. They're robbing us, by God. They're raping our... Bullshit, you opioid freak monster. It's you that's raping the daughters. It's you that are car wreck killing people on the highway. It's you that's raping and stealing, okay? Let's get straight here. The statistics don't bear out the hate speech, the narrative, okay? You got gangs? Well, shit. You got 30,000 American high school kids that admit they're members of gangs. Wake up. Okay, this is not the way to handle it. You're making an enemy out of everyone. I am so upset at Harley Davidson's attack by Donald Trump. I mean, it is insulting. It is evil, okay? Big nail company out of Missouri, America's largest nail producer. They can't make nails. They got to go to Mexico, okay? This is the unintended consequences of a man who does not read the reports, does not understand it. You know what it is? Let's be real honest. Donald Trump is the most unqualified president we've ever had. And he refuses to get sound advice. He refuses to make intelligent decisions. And he is killing us. Okay, these steel tariffs, steel was a raw material that goes into input. You aren't punishing, China? Let me tell you something. That steel's still going into the world market. Okay, just goes into the other end. Okay, what's happening? U.S. manufacturers are paying the tariff, not the Chinese. And their steel is still selling at the same price and selling just as much. And what's happening is our steel producers are literally getting aced out of the markets. Are you hearing me? It's the same thing with Harley Davidson. You're going to hear the whiskey and wine manufacturers now go to hell in a handbasket. Markets are fiercely competitive. You know that if you're a businessman, okay? That's what the world system is all about. So, don't you want to seat at the table? Don't you want to belong? Don't you want to be a player? This is crazy shit. Donald Trump never was involved in international business other than putting his name on a building and having someone pay him a fee, okay? This is international trade, okay? This is how it works, okay? This is what you got to do to survive, okay? And it's a negotiation session. No art of the deal bullshit, but real negotiation. Trump is destroying our presence in market after market. Donald Trump is turning our friends into enemies. And our enemies are even bigger enemies, and they're playing him for a fool. They're playing him for a fool. He tells me he doesn't want to be the policeman of the world. I go, okay, no problem. Hey guys, there's no cop on the beat, party. The moves he's making are going to end up very badly for us. And England made the same mistake. Other great empires too, by the way. You have a presence. They buy your goods. They buy your services. They fear you. They love you. They want to do business with you. They must do business with you. You're there. You're in their face. You remove yourself from the presence, and somebody else rushes in. And that somebody else is China. England made the exact same mistake. Of course they're stealing our technology. Is that a real problem? I mean, let's talk straight here. Do I want to steal Nigerian technology? No. I don't know how to make a drum. I don't care about a spear. Do I want to steal Nicaraguan technology? No, I don't want to learn how to murder people and mix cocaine and make crack, okay? I don't need to know that. Do people want to steal American technology? Of course they do. They want to die for it. They want to steal it. They want to get it. They want to pay for it. So give me a 1, 2, 3, duh. That's an enviable position to be in. You know, we make it like, oh, it's so evil because we made bad deals. Okay, we made bad deals. So make another deal. Well, they gave it away. They took advantage of it. Okay, so, you know, it's kind of like the free cheese at the center of the trap. So make a bad deal. Get them buying your product. I remember when we bought Wrangling feed into Central America, okay, and that went into the fish farms and the shrimp farms. I lost money on every container load, and I established the brand. And then you know what happened? I was still losing money on every pound of feed I sold, but you know where I'm making the money? We got the shrimp. We got to process it, okay? It was ours. And we could pay a lower price because guess what? The farmers owed us money. So it's all a negotiation session, okay? It's all being smart, okay? It is all give and take. What are we doing here? Really, 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 is it such a big deal that Harley wants to manufacture Harley-Davidson motorcycles in Europe for the European market? If they get market share, why not? Who knows? Maybe the model 5 years from now will be transported from America. Who knows what concessions they can get, you know? Let's be smart. You send the Harley-Davidson all over there in parts and somebody bolts it together and you got made in Belgium. Okay, but it's not. It's an American product. It's made by Americans. It's made by American manufacturers. It's got the American mystique. What are you doing? You're destroying the franchise? You don't think the whole world's watching? It's trashing U.S. companies? Have you ever seen a Japanese government trash a Japanese company? Have you ever seen a German company trash a German manufacturer? I doubt that very much. Oh, I need some green tea, man. I don't know if I could do a broadcast without this stuff anymore. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is a disaster, and you're watching the destruction of one of the greatest trading nations ever. The world flies around in Boeing aircraft, okay? Even the aircraft we don't build, well, they got U.S. manufactured jet engines in them. The avionics, okay? Don't be fooled by this content bullshit. It might say Airbus, but the cockpit sure as shit ain't. Okay, the technology sure isn't. Okay, we invented the Kevlar airplane. We are masterminding the universe. We invented the internet. We invented the smartphone. You know, we invented fiber optics. The world runs on our technology. So they steal some of it, leaks out. Who gives a shit? We're producing new technology so fast they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing. And then you suck them in. I was sitting at a meeting with some engineers from Hughes. And a buddy of mine had a company that was selling equipment to them. You know, and the Hughes engineers were there, and his engineers, and they were giving these, what do they call these waypoints along the way of goals they have to achieve. It was so ignorant and so stupid. You know, they weren't understanding. I mean, they weren't understanding the sales side of the argument. Okay, we are destroying the way we do business. We are destroying what really made America great. We went into countries, we conquered them, we hand it back and say, okay, it's yours. They go, what? Yeah, it's yours. Well, who are they going to go to when they want to borrow money? Who are they going to go to with finance? Who are they going to go to buy their equipment? Look at the reality of this thing. Okay, we are a mighty nation. We are destroying it. American ships are not sailing the seas anymore. We barely have any shipyards left. Why? The Jones Act. Pretty simple. You know, we are not competitive in so many industries. Why? Well, it's a complicated issue. So you don't shut down the industry. This poor little nail guy in Missouri? Well, think about it. Does the steel sanctions make any sense at all? The answer is hell no. You know, now we're going to go ahead and munch it. Now, this is the son of a bitch that foreclosed on little old ladies' houses that weren't even past doing their payments, okay? This is the son of a bitch that's in the Treasury Secretary Department who is dreaming up the sanctions. And what they're doing is they're deciding on who is stealing our technology. Really? How would you know? Is there any technology that's possibly stolen that you don't understand? Is it possible that there's a trade dispute and they really didn't steal it? Is it possible there's a mistake in the negotiation? I mean, what are we doing? So now we're using this crazy way of trading things. In other words, see, Donald Trump really doesn't have the authority to do a lot of what he's doing. So he's declaring a national emergency about a threat to our country because we're using Canadian aluminum. Really? I want you to think about that. He's far exceeding his power and becoming more and more a dictator every day. Okay, this immigration situation, it's stupidness. You don't separate mothers from children. You know what you do? You should meet them at the border with a Red Cross. And you should have little cities set up. And you should process them, identify them. You should have toys in there. You know why? Americans will volunteer and send it to you. We can afford this, okay? You know, this idea, well, it's going to cost millions of dollars to investigate me. Well, shit. We are a $1 trillion economy. We can afford this. You know, he's got these idiots, okay, that are thinking in terms of their, $150 an hour paycheck if they even make a paycheck for that much money, okay? You know, he's got the Trump chumps. So the Trump chumps are setting the narrative like, by God, that's costing millions of dollars. Well, shit. That's pocket change, okay? It's beyond pocket change. It's parking meter money. Really? Really? Is this really how we want to have the factory workers that never been anywhere, never done anything, never accomplished anything, have been basically there for a paycheck and doing the minimum? Or do we want our entrepreneurs? You know, America is blessed with really, really clever people. People who create things, people who do good, people who silently change the narrative, people who make the world a better place. We have fantastic doctors. We have fantastic scientists. We have great engineers. We have fantastic entrepreneurial businessmen. I'm very proud to know a lot of them, okay? And we accomplish great things, and you know what? It goes unnoticed. And then you get these blowhards that are just destroying us. This is not the way to do this. We are destroying ourselves as a trading nation. Like I said, you know about the lost leader? You know, the Walmart store? You'd be amazed how big the Walmart stores and markets we go into, okay? I mean, it's the mystique. It's Walmart from America. I had people say, I want to take advantage and go to a big Sam's Club. Are they really that big? It's 100,000 square feet. They can't conceive of it. Okay, when you go into Europe, they don't have the shopping experience that we do. Do you know how long it takes them to deliver a car? When I had the car dealership, we could get someone in their credit app into the credit union, signed, sealed, delivered, car out the door in 2 hours, washed. In Europe, they go in, they have a cup of coffee, they talk about it, they come back, they bring the wife. It takes weeks to sell a car, and then it takes weeks to deliver it. Okay? We know how to do business like anybody. Really. It is not the same experience, okay? They don't have the big box stores we have. They don't have the retail experience. They don't have the marketing. We are really the masters and genius at it. And by the way, when you take it over there, it works really well. I remember there was a big discussion about Kentucky Fried Chicken and pizza in China. I said, there ain't no difference. Oh, no, the taste is different. No, it really isn't. The fact of the matter is, it really isn't. The people all walk the same, talk the same, make love the same, shit the same, eat the same. These differences that they make, it's kind of like you do it as a gimmick, but it really doesn't make any difference, okay? It's the model. It's the marketing. It's really our understanding of brand consciousness. I don't give a shit if they want to steal 5-year-old cell phone technology. Let them have it. Now you got all customers yearning for the next step up, okay? You really, 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 really want people coming to America and taking a vacation. You really, really, really want our enemies coming here. Yeah, you do. We have enough law enforcement. We can bring them down. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We're defending our borders by not letting tourists come in? No, we're not. No, we're not. We're saying we're afraid, okay? You strap a 45 on everybody's hip, and you have people who are shooters. Other places, you know what the crime is? What they're not telling you is a lot of times these shooters got to have a party there for hours before anybody came in there. If we had an armed population, trained and armed and vetted, they kill 2-3 people and they're down, okay? There's so many guns that come out of the woodwork. We are absolutely making stupid mistakes in how we're handling everything about the country. And we are going to pay a horrible price. You're not going to be an empire anymore. You're not going to be the world leader in anything. Do you know how much technology we steal from around the world? Okay, let's talk straight. In artificial intelligence, shit, we've been ripping off the European companies left and right. A lot of the semiconductor stuff, a lot of the programming stuff. We are absolutely the pirates of Tangier. We are really grabbing it left and right, okay? It's a two-way street. You steal our technology, we steal yours. Okay? Do you know how much advantage American manufacturers take of Chinese manufacturers? They cut their price to the bone. This idea, there might be a big balance of trade deficit, but we're making the profits. They got a job. I want you to think about this. We are moving into this hatred zone that is stupid. Okay? They're your slaves. You own them. You're feeding their children. You're making their economy work. You make the lights turn on. You make the roads go. You realize what the power that gives you as a world superpower? You don't want to give that up. You want to maintain it. And you're going to do some bad deals, and they're going to get away with some shit. So? Is this not a contest? You know, I mean, in a boxing match, you're going to go in there, and you're not going to have punches land on your face? Give me a break. Of course you are. You're going to land some. They're going to land some. Let the contest begin, like I say when I trade, okay? It's who gets there with the mostest and the closest, okay? It's who understands the bigger picture. American business can compete all over the world. Okay, American entrepreneurs, our smaller businesses, well, we really don't do a good job in getting our small business competing, but that's starting to change. The Internet's changing all that. So what do? We're shutting down the doors now? We're closing it off? This is crazy shit. England went down this road. By the way, they arrested half the country. In fact, the way America got populated was we were a prison colony. That's something that most people don't want you to know. And Australia, you remember heard about the Australian prison colonies? Well, you know how the Australian prison colonies got done? You know how that happened? Well, America became independent, and they couldn't send their prisoners here anymore, so they sent them to Australia. They arrested the whole damn country. It's the same thing like the French with the guillotine. They were killing everybody. It was ridiculous. That's the world Donald Trump's bringing you to. This insanity. Everybody's a criminal. Everybody's a crime. Everybody's doing something wrong. Everybody needs to be prosecuted, except me and my elite friends, who are the biggest criminals of all. We're letting Donald Trump destroy this country. We are letting Donald Trump destroy trade. And who's cheering him on? The Trump chumps? Yeah, Donald. Well, he's so tough. Well, he's my hero. Kick their ass, Donald. Well, no, don't kick their ass. Take their money. No, don't kick their ass. Make them buy from you. No, don't kick their ass. Let them trade from you. Give them a taste. And then you own them. You own them. You don't think the Canadians want American business? You don't think they want American products? You don't think they understand they got a border with us? They don't border on any other country except maybe Russia by Alaska. That ain't doing them no freaking good. And those Eskimos in the Arctic Circle, they ain't buying nothing from them. Okay, they know they've got a huge trade partner. Why do it? Why do it? Why piss them off? The same thing with Mexico. Where's Mexico? Who's Mexico going to trade with? Panama? Oh, Guatemala, that would be a great thing. Or Belize. There's nothing south for them. Okay? You want the goods moving north. You want the money moving north. You want to be the king, the kahuna. We can do this. We're in that position. It's the same thing with the embargo in Mexico. I mean, it's ridiculous. Cuba. We can own Cuba. Do you know how much oil Cuba's got off the coast there? The Gulf of Mexico is a huge reserve of oil trapped under that beautiful place. It extends all the way to Mexico, to the west, but to the east it extends all the way to Cuba. Do a deal. Get their oil. Put a hole in the ground and suck it out. You can negotiate later. This is really stupid. Okay, I love trade. Trade makes the world go round, okay? Politicians, they start wars. They want to kill people. You get people together and start having to do business, have goods and services flow, they forget that shit. I don't care if you want Allah or Buddha or Krishna or Jesus or whoever. I don't care. I don't want to get involved in it. That's your business, okay? But maybe I can sell you a Buddha statue. You know, it's the whole idea of how we market it. It's the whole idea of how we position ourselves. We are positioning America as everyone's enemy. Is that really what you want to do? Really, really, truly? Are we thinking about this? We're going to pull ourselves out of all international conflicts? I want to be in them. You want to be there, a seat at the table, a player. This is not the way to do it, okay? Donald Trump, by the way, you notice how, remember Kenny on nunchucks? Donald Trump went down there, kissed his ass, gave him a photo op, and gave him a lot more power. What happened? China's his new BFF. And what happened? What happened? What happened? Did he give up one piece of a steering fin on a rocket? Did he give up one nose cone? Did he give up one shaped plastic explosive sketch? What exactly did we accomplish, my friends? What you got was you got the 30-minute press conference, you got the photo op, that episode's done. I want you to think about this. What in the hell is going on here? TPP? When TPP was finally passed, what most people don't know is America tried to get back in. They said, no, deal's done. When we open the next rounds, we'll consider it. We're done. The Silk Road, we're done. We are absolutely getting ourselves obsoleted, deleted. We are absolutely no longer going to be a world power because there's stupid guys doing dumb shit. It makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, so Mexico is sending or allowing to pass through the country immigrants. Well, Greece is doing it. Italy's doing it. France is doing it. So? You negotiate it. So? That's how the game goes. Play the game. Manipulate the system. Make it work. Be smart. This isolationism, you wake up one day and all of a sudden you wish you were there and you're not. We are moving down a road that will end the empire. Donald Trump has done more to hurt America and make sure, by the way, we're going to make a lot of money. Let's talk straight. You got gold and silver wiping out, duh. Okay, you got oil market in a mindless rush upward. As soon as there's like the art of the deal and the oil starts flowing, everybody sees the oil coming to market, that thing's going right back down again. Okay, you got a stock market that's plunging. General Electric's breaking itself up and subdividing like an amoeba. Look around, you see what's happening. This market's not going anywhere. We're in finally a correction that's going to be a wipeout. Look at the economy. Consumer confidence leaving. Remember all these guys, these business guys that love Donald Trump? They hate his freaking guts. They ain't got the balls to say it. They hate his guts. Do you think Harley Davidson didn't realize that step they had to take? What's going to happen when the big bourbon producers start going ahead and putting operations offshore? What happens when our manufacturers have no choice but to leave America because of Donald Trump? He's driving manufacturing out of America, not inviting it to come in. You know, a businessman has got an obligation to his shareholders. It's not Catholic Charities, okay? He has got an obligation to make money. You see, that's the job. Not make Donald Trump happy. Not be in the White House for a photo op. Now, like I said, in the business roundtable, they tried that shit and they realized, oh, shit, this maniac is making assholes of us. Carrier Air, they went to Mexico anyway. These producers were, Harley Davidson, it's got to have an American flag tattoo on its ass to sell. Mr. Billy Bob on opioids and Mr. Ohio factory worker, you can't afford no damn Harley anymore. Okay, the Harley dealers there are dying. They're prospering in other places. It's the mystique. Americana. So Donald Trump wants to get a tariff war? Go around it. The business has an obligation to do the business. They don't have an obligation to make Donald Trump president again. They don't have an obligation to get the Republicans in there so he doesn't get impeached. That's his prerogative. That's his directive. Okay? That's the soundbite he wants them in on. He's making a big mistake. He's costing us everything, and I think you're starting to realize it. I'll believe it this way. I am sure among the Trump chumps he's more popular than ever. Okay? I'm sure of that. Some Quaaludes, a six-pack, some crank, they're all happy, right? Opioids, go to phony prescription at the Walmart pharmacy, get out in the parking lot and ozone out. Doing real good among that crowd. The business entrepreneurs I know, the people who've got to make a living, who hire employees, got to make things work, He's full of shit, and they all know it now. Okay, they've seen what's gone on with their businesses. They've seen what's gone on with the hiring. Has Obamacare been repealed? Can you guys get workers and have them work 44 hours a week and start paying them the Medicare and insurance benefits? Really? Can you really? Let's talk straight. You know and I know it can't work. Mr. Farmer Green Jeans, can you really get the labor you need to run your farm like you used to? Really, really, really? Mr. Hotel Manager, talk to any businessman who's run a business and go, well, shit, I need these low-paid workers. Low-paid workers need low-paid jobs, and we need low-paid workers. Now, that should really be a no-brainer, don't you think? So what's happening? We're moving into the twilight zone. We're really with something that has no business acronym. Really, really, really. Having people pay you $50 million for a $5 million apartment, a lot of the money, that's not a successful businessman. That's a successful crime organization. That's not an entrepreneur. That's a blowhard. Wake up and look at what we got, okay? We got more than we paid for. I know we've got more than we bargained for, and it's a disaster. You know it and I know it. Okay, fine. Presidents don't last forever, as the French said, okay? Donald Trump, I still question whether he makes it out of first term, but look at the damage he's doing. Who is he making friends with? Putin? And giving him them chucks. That will do really well to make America great again. What's happening? People are just saying, bullshit. This guy is not producing. This guy is not delivering. Except if you're, the factory guy, let me tell you. Those steel workers that were so excited, go talk to them now and tell you what they say. Well, I have a bunch of bullshit. I got no goddamn raise. Hell, I got no bonus. What is bullshit? Okay, that's what I'm going to tell you, okay? Now, anything he can grasp onto to make it seem like he's done something, he's going to do. You got a bullshitter in chief. You got a man that's not qualified to be president of the United States. You got a man that is destroying our economy. He's destroying our markets. He's destroying our morale. Really, really, really? How many of you are really proud of what you saw these kids? By God, the parents took them to the border? Well, shit. If I was living in Latin America, I'd be up there with my kids and my wife by hook, by crook. I don't give a shit. Yeah. You need to go see the hellholes they live in. It's better to be in a U.S. detention center. That's heaven, those guys. Okay, they're desperate people. They're trying to change their life. My family were desperate people when they came. How about yours? Let's talk straight shit. I mean, I know now that you're clinking the wine glass, you're living the good life. But you did that because of their sweat, blood, and tears. They were in the bowels of a shit puking down there in their shitholes, okay, to come to America. They took any damn job, and everyone took advantage of them. But they overcame. They grew. They educated their kids, okay? They became the next generation in power. They learned the language, they learned the skills, they put in the businesses, and they got elected to office, and they became the power elite. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with the dirty, greasy guy with the hair that's unkempt and greasy, and his wife that's ugly, and the children that are hungry? What is so wrong in bringing him to America? You give him a shave and a haircut. What is so wrong about letting him shop at a Walmart store? What is so wrong about letting him clean a toilet? What's so wrong about letting their kids be educated? Nothing. Everyone benefits, and when they're on the other side of the border, trafficking in cocaine and in murder, everybody loses. Aren't we supposed to uplift? If you uplift your fellow man, you lift you higher also. Okay, you grow your economy with growing people. More people doing more deals, and more people working, more money you make. Okay, we desperately have a labor shortage in America, and we have a labor shortage because the immigration policy's gone crazy. We didn't have a labor shortage in the lower skilled until recently. Don't you see the connection? What sense does it make? What are we accomplishing? What? Oh, because some burnout shot somebody? Well, that happens every day all over America and all over the world. Okay, what are we doing? You're going to let that one small infantile fraction of a percent gauge the whole system? It's ridiculous. Life's full of tragedies. Shit happens, okay? You don't let it drive you crazy. You don't let you drive it extreme. Donald Trump is driving Americans to extreme. He's blowing things out of proportion. Did you ever see him get anything, a fact back? Did you ever hear him do anything but blow shit? Biggest inauguration ever. Bullshit. Okay, bullshit. You got a bullshitter in chief. So he's blowing everything out of proportion and making stupid people crazy. Really, really, really? Is that who you want to decide the narrative? Is that really the people you want that are just blowing this bullshit? They're spewing their daily hate? Give me a break. We can control our borders without machine guns and walls. Okay, we have a mighty military. We've got a mighty machine. Okay, those people that were letting into for the last 50 years, all my life I've seen them come to America. All my life they were in the cities. All my life they were cutting food, cleaning toilets, cutting grass. You and I know it. Now all of a sudden they are a threat to the society? Really, really, really? Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. He's making us enemies of each other. He's making us fight among ourselves. Why? No collusion, no collusion, no collusion. It should be pretty damn obvious. You know, bad trade deals? Well, go make a new goddamn deal if you're such a hot shit negotiator. Oh, this is the art of the deal? This is a ploy? Let me tell you something. Hear me carefully. Mexico is about to have an extremist elected president that hates America. Okay? And the drug deals are going to have a franchise there. What are we doing? Canada? You think these people are not going to forget this? You don't think payback's going to come around at some point? This is crazy shit. We gain nothing. We're losing our businesses. We are closing our businesses, not China. China's going, yeah, put those tariffs higher. Huh? Oh, hi, Canada. We have cheap steel for you. Mexico, we got some cheap steel. When those American companies come down here or they can't compete, why don't you make their products? We'll show you how and supply you the steel. Are we really thinking about what we're doing? And the answer is, hell no, we're not thinking about anything. We got a guy who's running wild, and he wants to put that funny dagger signature out there and show how he's the man for the next issue of the Trump Reality Hour out of the White House. And when he gets done with you, there ain't going to be no great America. There's going to be no business. There's going to be a depression. You mark my words, there's going to be a huge depression. We're going to get rich. Rich, I tell you. Fantastic money to be made as America implodes. You might as well make the money because no one else is. Donald Trump will destroy this economy. I wonder how Harley Davidson feels about him now. You know, you need to wake up and smell the coffee. You know, these people are not stupid people. They have got no choice. It's a matter of survival. And who's putting him in a survival position? Donald Trump. What a stupidness. The steel trade is the height of ignorance. These trade wars mean nothing, do nothing. It's Americans that are paying the price, nobody else.